What's up everybody, Camero here, and welcome to part 67 of my How to Make a Pokemon Game tutorial series. In this episode, we are going to be looking at item pickup sound effects. First, we're going to be downloading our new sound effects. I'm going to download them from Pokemon Black and White because I really like all the audio in that game. Then what we're going to do is we're going to convert our downloaded files into OGG with Audacity. After that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to change the scripts of our game to use those new sound files. Then we're going to test those new sound effects in game and see if they're sounding good, which they will be. And then after that, we're going to update our scripts to add even more types of item sound effects. And then, just for fun, we're going to mess around with the berry scripts to add sound effects to those. With all of that said, let's get into it. So what we have here, I've created a little event where it's just a Pokeball that gives us a potion. And then over here we have some Oran berries, or is it Oran, in the dirt there. I'm going to play test, and let's just listen to the sound effects that play when we pick up these items. So, that is our standard item sound effect. Let's see what sound effects play when we pick up an Oran berry. No sound effects play at all. That's kind of lame, isn't it? Well, with this tutorial, we're going to update those sound effects so that way different items will play different sound effects and berries will have our sound effects as well. So, what we want to do first and foremost before we start diving into the script editor is we want to download those new sound effects. This will be in the description, but I recommend going to the KH Insider site here and going through the different game soundtracks. You can, if you want, go to a bunch of different Pokemon games. You can go to Pokemon Crystal if you want. I'm going, though, to Pokemon Black and White, and I've actually already downloaded a lot of the files that I would like to hear in my game. One of them being this, Got a Key Item. Let's hear what it sounds like. See, that's pretty good. I think it's going to start auto-playing the next one, and we don't want that. Alright, so I've actually already gone and downloaded a lot of these. I've got Item Received, Key Item, Receive Badge, Receive Berry, Receive Egg, and Receive TM. So let's hear what this item sounds like. Ooh, that's kind of poppin'. I like the sound of that. Now let's hear Receive TM. Wow, that's quite nice. There's a good amount of fanfare there. What we want to do is we want to take these and place them into our game's ME folder. Here's the thing, this will all be available to download in the description as well, the files that I've already converted, but I'm going to also download another file and convert that to OGG just to showcase that if you're unfamiliar with how to do that with Audacity. So first things first, I'm going to take my files and I'm going to throw them into the ME folder of my game, and now let's download another file. I'm gonna do Get Move Machine from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl here. Let's see what this sounds like. Or rather, let's hear what it sounds like. That's not bad. So, what you want to do if you want to pull the sound effect from this website is where it says click here to download as MP3, you want to right click, save link as, and this will go to that folder. It'll be called getmovemachine.mp3. Let's just save that. You really don't want to use it as an MP3 file for our game. OGG files are a lot better for this. So let's go back into our games folder, or rather not our game folder, into that audio folder we were messing around with. And let's just call this one DP Get TM, you know, for Diamond and Pearl Get TM, but it's an MP3. What we want to do is we want to open Audacity, which is an awesome program that we can use to mess around with sound files. And we're going to do the easiest thing of just changing the format. A link to download Audacity will also be present in the description. All right, what I like to do is I like to highlight a little bit at the start and delete it. And, you know, maybe highlight a little bit at the end and delete it. Then what we can do here is we can just do File, Export as OGG, and let's just call this dp.gettm.ogg and do a save. This window will pop up with a lot of data. What I like to do is I just like to clear all that data and then hit OK. And then, what do you know, we will now have our OGG file, dp.gettm.ogg. Sweet! What we can do now is we can delete that MP3, and if we want to, we can also copy that OGG into our ME folder. There we go. Now we've got some good sound effects to work with here. We've got Item Received, Key Item, Receive Berry, Receive Badge, Receive Egg, Receive TM. So let's go into our game now and change our scripts so that way these sound files are used. Sorry, excuse me. Let's go into our game now. And we want to go to the script editor. And within the script editor, we want to go to the pfield_field script here. And we want to scroll down basically all the way to the bottom. Actually, yeah, exactly that. You want to scroll all the way down to the bottom. And there will be 2 sections of script here that you'll want to edit. This section is for being given an item, and this section is for picking up an item off the ground. And you'll notice here, there's all of these lines of text. And at the very start of these lines of text, you see this //me item get. What that does is that plays the sound effect called item get. So if we pick up a leftovers, so check this out. If the item that we're picking up is named leftovers, it'll play item get and it'll say you found some leftovers, essentially with the item name. You found some leftovers. Otherwise, if it's a TM, it'll say you found blank. Otherwise, you know, it'll just be like, hey, you found blank. You found and blank. You found a. It's like the formatting of the text changes here depending on what we're picking up. But let's make it so that way the sound effects change as well. I really like the sound effects for when you pick up a TM. So let's go into our game folder, and what was it? It was receivetm.ogg. We really only need to type in receivetm here because it's in our ME folder. So let's go back to our game, and when we pick up a TM, instead of playing item get, it will play receivetm. And we can do that same thing here for when we are given a TM. All right, paste that in. Bada boom. You don't really have to worry about this bottom part here, because this bottom chunk is for when it can't add the item. So you'll notice that no sound effects are even playing here. So you really only need to worry about these lines that have the //me at the start. Cool. So if we pick up a TM now, it'll play the receive TM sound effect. Let's go back in and let's do item received. And let's take that name and use that for if we pick up just a regular item. And we can actually put that in most of these. We can replace that boring old item get sound effect, the one that just goes dun 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 dun. We can replace that with our new one from Pokemon Black and White. And we should also do the same for when we're being given an item. So paste that in, paste that in, paste that in right there. Cool. So let's make it so that way when we pick up a leftovers, it plays like the key item sound effect, which was just keyitem.ogg. Leftovers in our game, that's a key item, all right. Leftovers are pretty fantastic, so we can replace that and replace that. So now, if I pick up an item that's leftovers, it'll play that key item sound effect. What you could do is you could actually copy this chunk of code and go and tweak it. Oh, let me get my cursor properly all oriented over here. You could copy it and paste it, and then change this to else if. Oh, there we go. And then you could check for another item. So like leftovers, like, well, what's another item that we could pick up in our game? Like, what if this was Pokeball? Now we can make it so that way Pokeball plays a different sound effect also. Like, what were some of those sound effects that I had? There's receive berry, receive egg. What did receive egg sound like again? That's pleasant enough, I guess. Let's do it. Screw it. I mean, we're just messing around, right? So now if we pick up a Pokeball on the ground, it'll say, it'll play the receive egg sound effect, essentially. And instead of saying you found some, it'll say you found a. There we go. You found a Pokeball. Now let's make those items. This one right here just gives us a potion, but let's edit it. So instead, it gives us a Pokeball. Yeah. Pretty nice, right? And then what we can do is we can copy it and paste it, and let's make it so that way this one is our leftovers. Okay. And now once more, let's copy and paste, and let's make this one give us a TM, like TM13. I think TM13 is Ice Beam, and that's one of my favorites. Check this out, by the way. Pay attention to this part. This is one of my favorite things, and if you are making a fan game and you want to make me happy, I would highly recommend that for placing TMs, you also change the color of the Pokeball. And that's really easy to do. You take the standard Pokeball, and you adjust that hue slider. I like to make them yellow, and bada boom. Now, if I ever see a yellow Pokeball, I'll know that it's a TM, and then you pick it up and it plays the TM sound effects, and it's just great. I really, really like that. And let's just make this last one be a potion again, because we can hear the normal sound effects that way. All right, let's play our game now and listen to all of our awesome new sound effects. I'm gonna run the game, and then I'm gonna pick up some items. All right, let's listen to that standard item. Yeah, that's kind of poppin'. It's kind of poppin'. All right, let's listen to that TM. Oh, I like that. That fanfare. That was good stuff. All right, Pokeball. Oh, sorry, that was the leftovers. But yeah, that was the key item sound. That was pretty nice. All right, let's listen to this one. Oh, that one was the basic sound. I think maybe I may have messed up the script a little bit there. Let's dive into that now. Oh, I figured out the problem. I only put that line for the Pokeball here down in the being given an item. What I need to do is I actually need to take this and put it up when picking up an item from the ground. See, that's another instance of paying attention. See, that's why I should pay attention when I'm making my own game. All right, so let's go up here to where picking up an item from the ground is being defined, and let's paste our chunk in here. So if the item we're picking up is a Pokeball, then it'll play the receive egg sound effect. All right. Now, just for sanity's sake, let's go back into our game and interact with that once more, just to prove that the sound effect is actually properly playing. All right, we are in our game again. Now let's listen to that receive egg sound. Ah, there it is. Now that's the sound effect I was looking for. That is so much more pleasant. Now, that was a very good sound effect, but there is still something else we need to add sound effects to. When we pick up berries, isn't that a bummer that when you pick up berries, it doesn't play any sort of sound whatsoever? I think that's a travesty, in fact. So let's go into our scripts and fix that. I'm gonna close the game now, and I'm gonna go back into the scripts, and instead of working within the pfield_field script, we need to go to the pfield_berry plants script. And you just need to scroll all the way down to the very end here, and now this is where it will tell you where the berries are being picked up. Sorry, essentially here, where it says you picked the blanks. That's where you're gonna wanna add the sound effects. So let's actually go back into our field_field, and let's take a look at the formatting here. They just add //me, and then in brackets, the name of the audio file at the start here. So we can just copy that, go back to our berry plants, and when we pick it, we can just go blunk and blunk. So right here, this is if quantity is greater than 1, it'll play you picked the blank. And if quantity is not greater than 1, it'll say you picked the blank with the quantity and the item name. So it's like, hey, you picked 3 oran berries, or you picked an oran berry. Anyway, you want to put it on both of these lines. And then the item sound effect file that we want to use here is receive berry. Oh, I like that sound effect. So let's rename this, copy, go back into our script, and instead of key item here, we want it to be receive berry. So //me receive berry. Apply. So now when that text is displayed telling us how many berries we've picked, a sound effect will play, and it'll be nice. And this problem will be resolved, and I will no longer have to be upset at trivial things such as berry sound effects. All right, let's pick some berries now, shall we? I feel like picking some oran berries. Oh, there we go. The sound effects played. That was really nice. Let's pick some more just to be sure. All right. Yes. It's such a little thing, but I think it's really nice. So adding the TM sounds, I really, really appreciate that. Adding the berry sounds, something about that is just really nice. It helps make your game pop, and I don't know, I almost feel more enthusiastic about picking up items when I know that there's a TM over there. If you wanted to, and you wanted to get really crazy with your game, you can make it so that way TMs are yellow, and items like the leftovers, held items, are blue. Like, I would highly recommend that you try messing around with that. Mess around with the sound effects. Add sound effects to berries. Add sound effects to everything. And if you ever don't like the current sound effects that are being used, you could always download some others. You could download from Diamond and Pearl. You could download from Black and White. You could download from friggin' Pokemon Conquest or Coliseum, if that's your prerogative. But yeah, I'm really jazzed about adding new sound effects because I think that it adds just a little boost of quality to the game that it's very easy to do, but it's such a common occurrence in your game. Picking up items is something you do all the time, so why not make it as juiced up as possible? Anyway, that does it for me for this episode. Be sure to follow those social links in the description. Be sure to check the description for links to all of the resources that I've used in this tutorial, and be sure to have a good one. Thanks again for watching, I appreciate you, and until next time, I hope that you all have a good one.